Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Marakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great Muslim told us this truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the 144,000 men pushing the truth and wholehearted, sincere across the four winds. It's the IKI Quad with the JMS Germany camp back with another lesson. So, I had tried to start a live stream, for my first one. That was my first try. It didn't go so well, I guess, because Satan blocking it. But anyways, I decided to just do a video and and I post and upload it by myself. And I just finished watching the movie Birth of a Nation. And in this movie, I had to really self-reflect or self-examine, I should say, because what I'm going through in this life seem like peanuts to what the Lord put us through in the days of hardcore bondage under the Egyptians and under Esau. It wasn't that long ago in America that the Edomites had slaves, and it made me really examine and see, I should praise the Lord a thousand times over. But also, it also made me see how terrible the Lord is and how upset he was with us to allow a wicked and perverse nation, whom the Lord has deemed as nothing, a base man, to do the atrocities that Esau has done unto us. The Lord must have been completely and utterly upset with us to allow this man to put his mangy, grubby, animalistic hands on his heritage. When you talk about heritage, let's look it up. Let's look it up, because the word heritage is very important. Okay, because that tells you who you are and your essence and where you're from. I'm on etymology right quick. Of course, my phone. Heritage. That which may be inherited. Inheritance. Ancestral estate. Heirloom. Inherit. Heir. Condition or state transmitted from ancestors. Practices that are handed down from the past by tradition. Any attribute or immaternal possession that is inherited from ancestors. Hereditary succession to a title or office of property. Hereditary succession to a title or office or an office or property. Now, when you think about that, succession, that means to be in up and coming power. And title, to a title, what? The rulers of this earth, the masters of this earth, the holy sons of the living power, the living God. An office or property. Property. This whole earth is the Lord's property. And he allowed this beast to do the things that he's done in his sight, to his heritage, and to his creation, his beautiful, his the thing that he created for his heritage. So I'm just going to get into some scriptures And through the Spirit, I can break the things that I want to get through down. And through the Spirit, you're edified. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. Well, before I get to that, because it's Salakia, I wanted to point out a couple of things that I saw in that movie. It's not really a spoiler alert, but when they killed Nat Turner and they lynched him, so it is what it is, man. It's no damn spoiler alert. They lynched Nat Turner, and right as he was about to give up the spirit, he looked up to the heavens, and in my mind, I knew that he wasn't going to see the Lord, or I said that he was looking up to the Lord, but I didn't expect to see anything. And then the very next scene after he looked up to the Lord, to the sky, they show a woman with wings, with her arms open. Here you are talking about God through this whole movie. He's this, God is this, and God is that. And then right before the main character dies, she sees a woman. It made me think, what exactly are they trying to show? What are they trying to say? So it made me realize that Esau has an agenda, but it also pointed out so many things, So the one thing that I noticed that Esau used to justify his wickedness and his utter hatred for Israel, for Yasharallah, is 1 Peter 1 and Salaki 2 and 18. Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear. Now, in the movie it said, I can't remember, but I know I thought I heard slave, but I know that they used in the ancient days, this word was put as slaves. Okay? Servants. Now, when it says servants, it means an indentured servant, because Israel did have indentured servants. How did Jacob get his wife, if I'm not mistaken? I mean, not Jacob. Who was it that waited 7 years and got the sister Leah? Yeah, it was Jacob, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, just to be sure. Yeah, so Jacob, he was an indentured servant unto Rachel's father for, if I'm not mistaken, for 7 years. Okay? So at the time of it being an indentured servant, you did service unto a man, and then you receive something for at the end of your agreed upon time. And you were released out of servitude into be a free life, whether would it be with a wife or with substance as sheep or goats or cattle, whatever. But I'm pretty sure that it's written it was deemed between the men and the servant. So we did have indentured servitude, not slavery. Now we had concubines, spoils of war, but a woman was this possession in itself anyways. She was a servant unto her man. Okay? So let me read this again. Servants, be subject unto your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, what they were saying is only to the good and gentle masters who don't beat you and don't do wicked things to you, but also to the forward. And when you go into the word forward, let's look that up. If I can. Yeah, I can. Like how the app isn't working now. Wow. Okay. First Peter chapter 2, verse 18. We go to the word forward, and it goes into silikos, solikos, scolios, scolios.
Strong's G 4646, scolios, scolios.
And the outline of the biblical usage is crooked, curved, perverse, wicked, unfair, surly, froward. You see, perverse and wicked. So they knew that they were perverse and wicked, and they tried to use this precept to justify their wickedness. But in their movie it said harsh. Okay, harsh, and they were harsh. All right, but be subject, servants, be subject to your masters. Now, well, it's also a precept in here saying, hold on, I know I wrote it down. Hebrews chapter 13. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 17. Obey them that have rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they must give account, and that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is this precept is saying that you're going to have leaders over you. There's ones that are elders over you, and that you should submit yourselves unto them. And like, for example, right here, 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject one to another. You see, and that's how you show. That's how it's showing you that we weren't like. It's not talking about slaves. It's not talking about being servants. It's talking about. It's talking about being a servant unto the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, and how do you do that? When it says be subject unto one another, we teaching one another. We are learning from the elders, man. The elders are teaching us, and they're doing their work so it may be profitable unto us, because by them doing their work with joy, they put out better vibration of videos and information, and thus feeding a flock of the Lord. But anyways, let's get back to the point. So Esau tried to justify his wickedness through the scriptures, but in actuality, it cuts him, you know. But neither here or there. So let's go to Second Esdras chapter 15, because that's what I really wanted to get into. Behold, speak thou into the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. The incredulity, that means wickedness, the perverse things, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I've looked this word up before, but let me look it up again. Disbelieving frame of mind. You see? Doubt about the truth of something. You see? So let them who have the doubt about fearing and believing and having faith in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, or even believing that he exists, you know, let not the incredulity, the minds, the disbelieving minds of them trouble thee that speak against thee, you know, and they speak against us. But that's going into scoffers and mockers, but it's also going into the children of men, these heathen nations. All right. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. And there's a lot of unfaithful people on this earth. There's a lot of people who have no faith and they need to see it to believe it. Innumerable amount of people. Just to get it, the Lord has it chosen. It's only going to be a certain few that's going to have faith until the end that it endures. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. The sword, famine, death. The wicked is the Lord's sword. I know that for sure. Let me get that precept right quick. This is Psalms chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him and cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You see? So the wicked is the Lord's sword. And he says, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. The things that the Lord allowed you to do unto the children of Israel have been fulfilled. Okay? Therefore saith Yahweh, I will not hold my tongue any more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. So, by we coming into this truth and having the understanding and remembering who and how to pray unto our power, the Lord begins to hear us. And he hears our cries. He hears the righteous. He hears the innocent. He's seen all of those things, but he allowed us to go through those things for what? For judgment, for learning, for spiritual building, for proving that you have faith in the Lord, and he gives you rewards for that faith. He's going to reward us for the faith that we have in him. He's going to reward us for the faith that we demonstrate in the face of these nations. And therefore saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. So the Lord is going to avenge us. That's letting you know, Esau and you heathen nations, that you're not off the hook. You're not going to get away scot-free. You're not just going to enjoy the kingdom of heaven when the Lord returns. There's something that you must be recompensed for. There's something that you must recompense for. Behold, my people is led as the flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. You see? So the time of our captivity is gonna be lifted. It's gonna be brought back. The Lord is gonna take us out of Egypt and all nations and all places without the world He has driven us. But I will bring them with a mighty arm, a mighty hand, and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. So this is telling you, this is not talking about the time when Egypt was really Egypt, because we only been into Egypt one time, physical Egypt. Now we're in spiritual Egypt. Modern day America is spiritual Egypt. Slavery all over again. Baba, the land of Ham all over again. They practice the customs of the Canaanites and the Hamites, and they have erected monuments unto the same gods that the Hamites and the Babylonians and the Canaanites and the Cushites and all of them idols that they worship. So do they worship in America. You see that with Christmas. You see that with Easter. You see that with Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving. Valentine's Day. You see it with Halloween. Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment, that power that the Most High shall bring upon it. So it's going to be rooted up. Okay, it's going to be utterly destroyed. Why? Because Egypt is modern day America. And for Egypt to have grown the way that it did, it had to do it off the backs of the Israelites, through the blood, sweat, and tears of the Israelites, through the raping, robbing, buck breaking, and all lynching and flaying and turning flesh into wagon grease. You know, hey, you my first initial thing is, damn, man, we upset the Lord that much for him to allow his chosen people to endure those things. Okay, verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princesses, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. You see? So it's going to be a time of seditions of men. These are the things that have been prophesied to come unto spiritual modern day Egypt. They have been written down to pop off the page and for us to witness and do what? Have faith boosters to understand that we're going to be in those times. We are going to witness these things. We are going to be a part of the sedition among men. And Esau, you got hell to pay. A man shall desire to go into another city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, And this place is nothing but pride. Esau is full of pride. We witness it today at camp, and you witness it going on your day to day. Even with this lockdown for this VAXX that they're gonna make everyone receive. This lockdown is just to impose the power, to impose or to show who we are and what time we're in. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. We are in the beginning of sorrows. And Esau, you're about to be in the world of hurt. Your time is almost up. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. When that famine hits, the things that you have done during your rulership, Esau, you're going to witness and feel the pain that Israel has gone through. Okay, verse 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. My right hand, which is Yahweh Shai, shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that have shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. You see? Woe to them that sin and keep not thy commandments, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? So, just to keep going, down to 54. No, 56. No, let's start at 55. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Verse 56. Like thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. So the mischief that you've done unto the children of Israel, you're going to witness it also. You gave nothing but utter hell, pain, and terror unto the children of Israel, Esau. And you enjoyed it. That's your spirit. The Lord allowed that to happen. But you're going to receive a recompense. So until next time, Shalom.